Manasseh ruled for 55 years in wickedness, filling Jerusalem with blood and idolatry. He even placed an idol in the temple. But in captivity he repented, and God restored him. His son Amon continued in evil and was assassinated after 2 years. Now an 8-year-old boy named Josiah sits on the throne of David. He will become the last great king of Judah. Josiah reigns for 31 years in Jerusalem. He does what is right in the eyes of the Lord and walks in all the ways of his father David, not turning aside to the right or to the left. In the 8th year of his reign, while he is still young, he begins to seek the God of his father David. In the 12th year, he begins to purge Judah and Jerusalem of high places, Asherah poles, carved idols, and cast images. Under his direction, the altars of the Baals are torn down. The incense altars above them are cut to pieces. The Asherah poles, the idols, and the images are smashed and ground to powder. The powder is scattered over the graves of those who had sacrificed to them. Josiah burns the bones of the priests on their altars. He purifies Judah and Jerusalem. He extends his reform into the territory of the former northern kingdom, to Manasseh, Ephraim, Simeon, and as far as Naphtali. He tears down the altars and Asherah poles throughout Israel, crushes the idols to powder, and cuts to pieces all the incense altars. Then he returns to Jerusalem. In the 18th year of his reign, Josiah orders the temple repaired. The money collected at the temple is given to the supervisors and workers who are restoring the house of the Lord. Carpenters, builders, and masons are hired. Timber and dressed stone are purchased. The work proceeds faithfully. While they are bringing out the money that had been taken into the temple, Hilkiah the priest finds the book of the law of the Lord that had been given through Moses. He tells Shaphan the secretary, "I have found the book of the law in the temple of the Lord." Shaphan takes the book to the king and reads it aloud. When the king hears the words of the law, he tears his robes. He commands Hilkiah and others, "Go and inquire of the Lord for me and for the remnant in Israel and Judah about what is written in this book that has been found. Great is the Lord's anger that is poured out on us, because those who have gone before us have not kept the word of the Lord." They go to the prophet Huldah. She delivers the word of the Lord. This is what the Lord says: "I am going to bring disaster on this place and its people, all the curses written in the book that has been read in the presence of the king of Judah. Because they have forsaken me, and burned incense to other gods, and aroused my anger by all that their hands have made, my anger will be poured out on this place, and will not be quenched. But for the king himself there is a different word. Because your heart was responsive, and you humbled yourself before God when you heard what he spoke against this place and its people, and because you humbled yourself before me and tore your robes and wept in my presence, I have heard you, declares the Lord. You will be gathered to your ancestors in peace. Your eyes will not see all the disaster I am going to bring on this place. The judgment is certain, but it is postponed for Josiah's lifetime. This is the tragedy hidden in the triumph. The book of the law has been found, but it reveals judgment, not escape. Huldah does not prophesy that reform will save Judah. She confirms that the curses are coming. The nation's corruption runs too deep. Manasseh's sins have sealed the verdict. Josiah's faithfulness will spare him, but it cannot spare his people. And yet, Josiah responds with action. He summons all the elders of Judah and Jerusalem. He goes up to the temple with all the people, priests, prophets, and citizens. He reads in their hearing all the words of the book of the covenant. He stands by his pillar and renews the covenant in the presence of the Lord, pledging to follow the Lord and keep his commands, statutes, and decrees with all his heart and soul. He has everyone in Jerusalem and Benjamin pledge themselves to it. He removes all the detestable idols from all the territory belonging to the Israelites. He makes all who are present in Israel serve the Lord their God. As long as Josiah lives, they do not fail to follow the Lord, the God of their ancestors. Josiah celebrates the Passover in Jerusalem. It is the greatest Passover since the days of Samuel. Neither Israel nor Judah had celebrated such a Passover as Josiah celebrated with the priests, Levites, all Judah and Israel who were there, and the people of Jerusalem. The reform is complete. The covenant is renewed. The worship is restored. But the sentence has already been pronounced. Necho, king of Egypt, marches out to help the king of Assyria at the Euphrates. Josiah goes out to meet him in battle. Necho sends messengers. "What quarrel is there between you, king of Judah? It is not you I am attacking at this time, but the house with which I am at war. God has told me to hurry, so stop opposing God who is with me, or he will destroy you." Josiah does not turn away. He disguises himself and goes to fight on the plain of Megiddo. Archers shoot King Josiah. He tells his officers, "Take me away, I am badly wounded." They take him out of his chariot and put him in another chariot. They bring him to Jerusalem. He dies. He is buried in the tombs of his ancestors. All Judah and Jerusalem mourn for Josiah. Jeremiah composes laments for him. To this day, all the male and female singers commemorate Josiah in their laments. The last great king is dead. The nation had one final opportunity to turn back. The book of the law was found. The covenant was renewed. The idols were destroyed. But here is the bitter truth. Josiah's reform was genuine, and it was not enough. Not because God is unfaithful, but because a nation cannot be healed by one righteous king when the rot goes to the bone. The people followed Josiah's laws, but their hearts never changed. When he died, so did the reform. The judgment prophesied against the land remains. Josiah's sons will not follow in his ways. The end is now approaching. Thank you for listening. In the next video, Judah's final kings will reign in rapid succession as Babylon rises and Jerusalem falls under siege.